evening and welcome back to Accidental Media News. Tonight we are following three major stories from all over the Lone Star State.
We have traveled around Austin and spoken with locals about issues that matter most to them.
But first, we start in San Antonio, where the local mayoral election race is underway. Between a record 27 men and women, one will be chosen on May 3rd to pave a new way for San Antonio residents. With so many candidates in the race, many have struggled to have their voice heard. On average, only 7% of the voting eligible population hits the polls to vote. Of the 27 candidates vying for the mayoral seat, none secured the required majority, leading to a runoff between two new faces, Gina Ortiz-Jones and Rolando Pablos, gaining 27.2% of the vote and 16.6% of their vote, respectively.
We're not done working, right? We know we've got some work, some really hard work. We'll continue to be working hard. And now I'm going to go celebrate with my team at Fiesta. So thank you so much.
We need to check our partisanship at the door. We need to come together as a community, and that will be that unifying force because it's time that our community come together. We need to stop fighting.
The next mayor will face critical decisions, including negotiations for a proposed downtown Spurs arena, infrastructure maintenance, public safety, and police union negotiations. These issues will shape San Antonio's trajectory in the coming years. Hear what San Antonio residents have to say about the pressing issues to come.
I will be voting for Gina Ortiz-Jones because I cannot support a candidate that is backed by the Republican Party of today. Gina Ortiz-Jones aligns most with my priorities. I will tell you I did not love last night and the interaction with the media. I believe it's important to get your name and your voice out there as often as possible because we really rely on the city of San Antonio to get out and vote and understand who they're voting for.
It's time to remind these politicians that they do, in fact, work for us. We deserve a qualified candidate to serve us and our interests. So San Antonio, vote.
The runoff election is scheduled for June 7th, with early voting from May 27th to June 3rd. All registered voters are encouraged to participate, even if they did not vote in the general election. As San Antonio stands at this pivotal juncture, the upcoming runoff will determine the city's leadership and direction. Stay informed and make your voice heard.
Texas is well into its biennial legislative session, where lawmakers from all over the state meet here in Austin to discuss the issues that are most pressing to voters. A major shift is coming to Texas education policy. Governor Greg Abbott has signed Senate Bill 2 into law, officially launching a private school voucher program across the state. Under the new law, Texas families will now be eligible to use taxpayer dollars to help fund their children's education at accredited private schools. This includes covering tuition, textbooks, transportation, and other school-related expenses. On average, each family will receive about $10,000 through education savings accounts managed by the Texas Education Agency. Most school-age residents in Texas are eligible to apply regardless of household income. The law is set to take effect on September 1st, but it's not without controversy. Opponents to the bill argue that the voucher program could drain resources from already struggling public schools, many of which serve as critical support hubs for low-income families and employ thousands across the state. Nationally, the debate over school choice is heating up. Just recently, President Donald Trump signed an executive order giving more power to individual states to set their own education agendas.
People may be concerned, oh gosh, school choice is going to decimate our public schools and destroy them. Nothing could be further from the truth for two reasons. One, we're going to fully fund public schools this session, providing more funding than ever before and a higher teacher pay raise than ever in the history of our state because we want the best teachers in our classrooms and our public schools. Second, we're going to have separate pots of money. One for public schools, one for school choice. We're not going to take a single penny from public schools to pay for school choice. And the last thing is this. The size of the program is smaller than the charter school program in the state of Texas. Charter schools haven't destroyed public schools. Neither will school choice.
As the new law rolls out, eyes across the country will be on Texas to see how this bold move shapes the future of education.
Towards the end of last year, the city of Austin started rolling out a new project to try and curb violent crime on 6th Street. The project was implemented as Austin's violent crime rate is up 10% since 2022, with the highest concentration of violent crimes happening on and around the 6th Street area. The project, dubbed the Pilot Program, involves opening 6th Street up to car traffic on weekends, as normally 6th Street closes to traffic at peak bar times. To make sure people do not run in the street, the city has lined the 6th Street sidewalks with metal barriers that prevents pedestrians from running in front of the new flow of traffic. The Austin Police Department reported that use of force incidents between January and February dropped by 50% just in that month alone with the new traffic policy in place. Those numbers have remained around the same levels since the start of the new year, which is music to the ears of APD. Compared to a year ago, arrests in the area are down 34% and crimes against persons have dropped 21%. The city of Austin will use the rest of 2025 to keep testing this plan and recording crime statistics. The next step for city officials is to set up infrastructure around 6th Street, such as bus stops and other public transportation, to make in and out access to 6th Street easier, as well as trying to relieve possible traffic jams that could be seen, especially at peak bar times. The final step is to ensure safety plans are in place for emergency situations so that the first responders know what to do and civilians are aware of how to stay out of danger or evacuate if needed. The city will continue to post updates and data that they have collected from the pilot program every quarter for the rest of the year.
Now we travel to Vatican City, where people all over the world eagerly wait for what is to come next after the passing of former Pope Francis. All eyes are on St. Peter's Square in Vatican City. White smoke hasn't risen to signify a new pope just yet, but 133 cardinals are inside participating in a top-secret election. Among them is only one Texan, Daniel DiNardo, the former Archbishop of Galveston, Houston.
I'm here as a cardinal because of the gracious mercy of Pope Benedict XVI, who years ago said, I think we need someone from Texas. When Pope Francis was elected, 12, 13 years ago, I said it was wonderful and I'll never have this again, because Pope Francis will live forever. Well, that did not happen, so I'm back again.
DiNardo governed the diocese for 17 years. He resigned in January 2025 in accordance with Catholic protocol that says when a bishop turns 75, they are required to step down from their role. But in this case, DiNardo will continue his role as cardinal, advising and working directly with the Vatican. DiNardo is one of the few Americans who will be in the Sistine Chapel voting on the next head of the Catholic Church.
You look for a person, a cardinal, who has shown in his words and actions that he is a man of unity for the church. I want a person who can speak clearly our church teaching. At the same time, one cannot help but think of Pope Francis and how wonderfully his smile and his manner of acting with people who may seem small or little or at the margins, how he was able to draw them and attract them. So someone who can be attractive in that way is important too.
A few years ago, DiNardo faced controversy for his handling of abuse allegations made against clergy members in his jurisdiction. He has since come forward on multiple occasions to discuss his stance and the Catholic Church's stance on these matters.
Be clear with yourself that you follow all of the protocols that we have all agreed upon as bishops, let's say, in the United States. Also, I would say, be clear to the gospel. People are hurting, so you have to bring forward the whole compassion and the kindness of the Lord.
Known back home for his compassion, enthusiasm, and commitment to church teachings, Texas Catholics are cheering him on as they await the news of a new pope. For Accidental Media, I'm Clara Pesic.
It's been an interesting season so far for Austin FC as they continue their 2025 MLS campaign. After an up-and-down start to the season, the Verde and Black have struggled to find their rhythm, and hopes for a strong finish this season are in question. Led by manager Josh Wolf, Austin has showcased heavy attacking struggles this season, with their attack being led by record signing Brandon Vasquez. The $10 million man has struggled to hit the ground running so far in his MLS career, only scoring 2 goals through 11 league matches this season. The team is currently hanging on to a 6th place in the conference and hoping to make the playoffs at the end of the regular season. Their defense has been exposed countless times on counterattacks and set pieces. The team has also been having trouble getting the ball up the wings at times. The inconsistency has fans nervous for the club's future this season, especially with the dog days of summer coming up, as Texas has one of the hottest summers for MLS teams. Looking ahead, Austin FC has a lot of work to do to claw themselves back into the title race. With 23 games left, there's more than enough time for Austin FC to turn it around. Hopefully for them, it's sooner rather than later. We are 5 weeks into the minor league baseball season. So far, the Round Rock Express are currently falling just short of their lofty expectations of winning the PCL, their conference of minor league baseball. After 33 games, the Express are sitting on a 17-16 record, currently sitting second in their division. While they are second in the division, they are 4-6 over the last 10 games and are currently slumping heading into the month of May. Without any current top MLB prospects on the team, the Express don't necessarily have a go-to player to rally around during these tough times. The team is currently being led by first baseman Blaine Krim, second baseman Justin Foscue, and bullpen pitcher Cole Winn. The starting pitching has been the main weak spot on the team this year, as the starting rotation has an earned run average of 6.31. They will have to improve there if they want to win the PCL this year, as they will not be able to maintain success this year, giving up as many runs as they currently are. After an outstanding season, the University of Texas softball team is preparing for their first SEC tournament after joining the conference coming into the 2024-2025 school year. With a 45-9 record, the Lady Longhorns are ranked number 7 in the country. Even though they are ranked number 7, they are ranked lower than 4 other SEC teams, with the conference performing the best out of any other this year. Thankfully, for the SEC tournament, the Lady Longhorns are the 3 seed, giving them 2 weeks off before their opening game of the tournament. This comes at a perfect time for the team, as they lost all 3 games of a matchup between Oklahoma at the end of April. Texas does not quite know who they will be facing yet. However, we do know it will be the winner of a series between Ole Miss and Florida. Texas's goal is to do well in the tournament so they can lock in a good seed for the NCAA softball tournament that will decide this year's national champion.
We're bringing you a major update from our story on Vatican City. Habemus Papam. White smoke has emerged from the Vatican, meaning there is a new head of the Catholic Church, and he is the first American pope. Coming from Chicago, Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost has taken the name Leo XIV, signifying a vision for the Church that is focused on justice, solidarity, and dignity, modeled after the papacy of Saint Leo the Great. The Pope is not only a new spiritual head for Catholics, but also works alongside global leaders like our President, Donald Trump, on diplomacy, moral and ethical issues, and more. We will have updates over the coming days as the story develops.
Are you conflicted about what to do this weekend? We're highlighting 2 local events bringing our community together this week. Hear from a local Austin musician and about a movie experience like no other. I had the chance to interview the Kristen Taylor Band to find out more about the local music scene.
What's up, guys? My name is Kristen Taylor. I'm a local singer-songwriter. This is the Kristen Taylor Band sitting next to me. And then how I met these guys, so it's just through the music community in Austin. Like, I just met them all at different open mics. What do I want to do with my music? I think my goal throughout every single set that I play is, like, if I can touch someone emotionally, like, I'm not asking them to cry, but, like, if I can just, like, reach someone, like, emotionally, then I did my job.
Another cinematic entertainment option would be on the scenic western shoreline of Lady Bird Lake in downtown Austin, Texas. The event centers around a large inflatable movie screen strategically positioned on the water. Mozart's Coffee Roasters, a prominent local establishment situated directly on the lake, serves as a key landmark and vendor. The surrounding area includes open grassy spaces suitable for seating and is near other dining options. Attendees have access to a variety of food and beverage options. Mozart's Coffee Roasters operates a dedicated snack cart featuring traditional movie concessions like popcorn, soft pretzels, and soda. Additionally, their regular menu of baked goods and coffee remains available for purchase. Movie selections generally cater to a family-friendly audience. Past screenings have included titles such as Shrek 2, High School Musical, The Parent Trap, and Lilo & Stitch. Admission to Mozart's Movies by the Lake is free to the public. Attendees have the option of bringing their own blankets or chairs to set up seating on the grassy areas along the lake. A unique feature of the event is the availability of float rentals, allowing each guest to watch the movie from the water. Due to the event's popularity, seating both on land and float rentals is very limited. Arriving early is strongly recommended to secure a preferred viewing spot, especially for those not planning to rent a float.
And that is all for Accidental Media News. Thank you for tuning in, and we will be back tomorrow night. I'm Clara Pesic.
I'm Emma Burke.
I'm Miliana Bazan.
And I'm Ian Graffender. Good
Good
night.
night.